So I found out the name of the Sony CEO today. Hello, everyone. I don't mind the image. I just thought this was a funny image to start with because there's something funny about what this character is doing. Um, my headphones are broken. The hinge. I fell into the stupid hinge problem. If you don't know the stupid hinge problem, this is why. Okay, I'm gonna say something about capitalism. Okay, early stage capitalism was a toss up. If you did something wrong, they would burn you at the stake. Like a literal, they would actually just like tie you to a stake and burn you. And they'd be like, you were stealing money from us because you sold us a shitty product. We need to go back to those times. I miss back in the days when people would burn each other because they did something poorly. Because nowadays, I think a lot of people who make things feel like they're immune to the effects of what they make because we've subsidized the cost of what happens when things go wrong. This is a weird topic to get on, and I know it's weird in particular because I am I'm like semi-engineer related. But this is the thing about being an engineer that's also interesting to me is that I pay the subsidized cost when shit goes poorly because of decisions made by people above the line compared to me. Like I make a good design that totally works and takes care of people's stuff, and I bring up real issues, okay? But then the company says, "Hey, we can't afford these like real positive fixes that would make it safer for people. Sorry, but we're gonna launch with the shittiest version that we possibly can that still is functional, that still makes us money. So try your best to figure that out." And it's not like you're saving on any real environmental cost. It's not like you're saving on any real cost, right? I say real cost versus like financial cost because one cost affects us all and is irreversible and is really bad for us. The other cost doesn't actually exist. Like money is a made up construct by which we've decided to build the entire world around, okay? So the money doesn't exist. The money doesn't exist. The the cost on the world, on the environment, on the people, that's the real cost, okay? So either way, we're still incurring maybe even more of an environmental cost because everything's made with plastic now. And I bring it up and I go, this thing doesn't work. Hello, chat. Sorry, this is a very violent rant. And the thing doesn't work, okay? And then all of a sudden, did you know that engineers can be tried and put in jail for negligence of duties because they were forced to build something terrible, even though they would have made it better if only the company wasn't so greedy? This is a real thing. And so when you buy a pair of headphones for $250, let's say, and in material cost, it's like maybe 30-40 material costs, right? So they're getting a heavy margin on sort of the R&D and the software. And it's made in such a way that that the left side of the headphone is so flimsy that everybody reports a broken left hinge on the headphone and nothing's done about it. It makes me yearn for the days when people would used to kill merchants. When people used to... It used to be back in the day that if you sold something faulty, you would not be able to stay in town. You would be run out of town and you'd be exiled into the woods. You'd be put into the woods or they would eat you alive. The people would eat you alive or you'd be in the woods for selling something faulty. Nowadays, the CEO of Sony sits in his high tower and says, yes, this is good. I like this. My headphones broke today. So my Sony headphones, the noise cancelling ones, the WH-1000XM4 or something. I have the last gen, which granted it's been years, but still the hinge should not be breaking so easily. It's broken. And you tried the Chrono Odyssey playtest. What the hell is a Chrono Odyssey? Why did you try yet another Korean MMO? Okay, I'll talk about Korean MMO soon, okay? Just like let me finish my my rant on on headphones here, okay? The headphones, they break on the hinge. It's so well known that everyone talks about it, and nobody gets in trouble for it. It's crazy to me. I'm like, this is why, people go after CEOs. This is why Luigi did what he did, was that fundamentally some contract has been broken. And yet it's crazy to me because you can't jail a CEO for them doing poorly. You can't jail a CEO for the crimes against people that they do. But as an engineer, if one person dies from your product as an engineer, you go to jail. It doesn't make any sense. I feel like we need to go back to ye olden days where responsibility was shared by the people at the top and not the bottom line worker. Because somehow the idea of people being responsible for their bosses has somehow gained prevalence to the point where everyone is now suffering from not having their stuff working. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And this too, mind you, this too, after a number of baffling decisions from, I guess, like the product itself, where it's like the version 4 headphones to the version 5. The version 5 has worse noise canceling, worse ergonomics. They upgraded it, made it better, technically, just the number, they made it a greater number, but they've made the whole thing worse, and they charge more for it. It doesn't make any sense to me why this always happens. And I get what they're trying to do, which is to maximize profit, right? But at some point, like, society is going to have to look at this and then go, like, are we really maximizing profit for a good reason? I don't really get it. This too with other things, where it's like, you know, there's like a whole host of like social issues that are slowly popping up that it's like crazy, but it's like this is the one that affects me now because I live in an ivory tower. So because I live in an ivory tower and this affects me now, I'm aware of it. I'm incredibly privileged. New upcoming MMO that should be less Korean style reminds you of New World. Yeah, it's you're hoping for a fantasy. I'm going to tell you this. If the company that makes the game is in Korea, you will never go away from Korean styled MMO stuff. I need to tell you this, okay? This is the thing. Also, shouldn't be pay to win as the CEO said. That is a complete lie. Was the playtest fun though? Did you get in or did you not get in? Like, did you mean that you tried to get into the playtest but you failed, or did you mean that you tried it? Because the sad cat to me says like you either failed to get in or it sucked. But I highly doubt it's gonna be able to actually stay good. You got in. Okay, so is sad cat because it sucks? Is that the reason why? Because in my mind, the endemic of the Korean MMO playstyle, where it's just a bunch of farm grind fest and it's just a bunch of pay to win stuff, is it's like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's basically it is it's within the DNA of the Korean MMO mindset. It's like it's difficult to shift away. If they don't do it, somebody else in the industry is going to do it and they're going to eat their lunch. And the player base, this is the thing, right? Korean players are not like other players of games. Asian players of games, I say this as an Asian person, are not the same as other players of games. Western players of games have whales, but one Chinese person playing your game can fund your salary for like 10 years. I'm not even kidding you. You will, Genshin Impact probably has a single whale that has spent $1 million a year over year just to play that one the game. So it's like, it's a different mindset. Whereas here, nobody would spend that much money, right? Even if you had the money, for some reason, like, people like to buy yachts and stuff. They don't want to buy like different characters and stuff. They don't want to spend money on like a game. It's not the same mindset as over there. So I don't think there's any way that you're going to avoid the fact that a game like this is going to eventually become pay to win, because it's just it's like hardwired into the gaming culture. It's very hard to step away from that. And I'd be surprised if they do, but I have very low hopes for any Korean MMO that says it will not be pay to win and it will not include some kind of grindy aspect. I highly doubt, because it is such a key aspect of gameplay that if it doesn't have that, the game usually flops in Korea. Like, I've seen more games that flop because they don't have these gameplay mechanics of like you can buy things for like some measure of money, for some measure of in-game good, and if it's not grindy enough. CEO wouldn't lie, copium. It felt like pre-alpha. I mean, you're within the... Okay, it's... If you think about it too, right? Okay, so one, the CEOs always lie. Two, it's good that they're doing a playtest, and it feels like pre-alpha. Sometimes, like, you ever play like a... Sometimes you'll join a playtest of a game, and it feels like it's too late. Like, you'll join a playtest of a game that's like the server playtest, right? And I'm like, okay, good, the server playtest. And then you go in, and the game is already too deep into development that it can't change. Like, it's already too polished, and too many decisions have been set in stone that they won't be able to change them easily. And then I go, okay, well, what's the point of this playtest? Because the playtest is people's first time with it, so you not only get valuable information from like a server side thing, but you also get valuable information from like the game itself. Where okay, is the game actually good? Do people actually like this game? Because playtesters and players are two different people. Like you ever hear about how Valve's playtesters they get like they used to get stuck on like a tunnel? That just happens. Like playtesters are random people, right? But like gamers who play the game are also different people. It's like the more diversity that you can get in your testing player base, the better. Because some opinions can be very interesting. You don't want to go too gamer, but you also don't want to go too like casual. And so it's like it's good that it's pre-alpha that it feels really bad because that's sort of the sweet spot where they get good data and maybe they can reincorporate it. From what you know, they're focusing for the Western world too. Well, so I think that's a lie. I don't know how to say this. I think that's a lie. I don't know anybody. I don't know a single creator of MMOs who doesn't seem to understand who seems to understand the Western market, except for, and I'm not even kidding you, Nexon and Blizzard. They're the only two. Because even the voice acting was in English. Really? Well, was there any Korean option? I mean, like, that's the thing, though. It's like, is it that hard to hire, like, an English voice actor? Like, does that mean that it's an English game? Because it's like Resident Evil. Like, Resident Evil had English voice acting, and Dragon's Dogma had English voice acting. But then it's like it's a game that isn't really made for like the Western market. Like it's a game that's like made for a very different sensibility. Like, well, Resident Evil somehow popped off, but that's because Resident Evil had no other peer. Like to me, Resident Evil popped off because it had no other peer. But like, say Dragon's Dogma, right? That game has that game has a number of other similar games within its genre of like action combat RPG, and the way that it leaned felt very Japanese. And I don't know how to say this, but like the gameplay felt very Japanese, very obtuse, very obscure, very difficult to play, with a lot of very sort of like simple on the surface mechanics with like deep interactions, right? Like it felt very close to like the Dark Souls formula, which also is unique in that it's like the only game of its type, and so it kind of makes a bunch of money. So it's like even though the game has like English voice acting and the writing is in English, does that really mean it's like made for English market? To me, the voice acting doesn't matter in terms of what language that they go with. That's just more of a marketing thing. To me, it's all about the monetization because Blizzard and Nexon are the only two who understand how to make a game that isn't fundamentally awful to play for the amount of money that you spend. You just want a fresh MMO with farming and the crafting. Buddy, just go download Stardew Valley, download a 100 player mod. That's your MMO. Go download Stardew Valley, get your 100 player mod. That's your MMO. What if I make my own MMO? Huh? What if I make my own chat MMO and you guys can farm together? You want to farm? You. Like I'm just saying, okay? Like it's not gonna happen. Like I want that too. I want that too. Because New World, there was a point in time when New World was the best shit ever. Okay, and then it died immediately. But there was a point in time when it was actually weirdly fun. It had the same feeling of like RuneScape, but the way that gathering was and like crafting and like farming and the stuff. And then it eventually died off, right? But I don't think we're ever gonna get to the point where there's a good MMO. I think. And because the weird part to me, and this is the thing that I've always said about MMOs, a lot of MMOs focus on being an MMO first. Which, from a technological standpoint, that makes sense. But from a gameplay standpoint, does that really make sense? I don't know. Like, most of the games suck. It's rare to find a good MMO. So, I don't know. I'm iffy. Every time I see an MMO and it looks cool, I'm always like, it's probably not going to be as good as we hope. And also, like, the cost, too. Like, it's like, at least with a game that you finish and then you're done and then you sell the units of it, like a single player game, right? You can at least expect them to price it reasonably and then be able to make some money off of it. But in MMO, you always run into the incentive problem, which is they need to make money to be able to run the game. It also needs to have global trading so you can sell it over as items that you farm for 10 hours. Okay, so what's crazy is that I think, okay, I've thought of this as an MMO once. Chat, are you ready to hear my MMO design? My perfect MMO. This is my perfect MMO. Wait, I'm gonna show you. I have my perfect MMO. I'm not even kidding you. Are you ready, chat? I need to open Emacs. Sorry, all of my notes are in Emacs now. POV, you ever do note taking tool? It's Emacs. But to me, I have a new MMO, and I can't wait to show you. This is my perfect MMO. Pausers, hype, pausers, keep on pausing. Sorry, it's still loading. Sorry. I don't, I, I don't think you should. I don't think you should use Emacs. I don't think anybody should use Emacs. I don't think there's a single editor out there that is actually good, and I think the only good editor that you get is really just the. I think JetBrains is still top class standard because they deal and they magically figure out all the shitty parts of your language. You're level 46 in... Okay, I want you to know I haven't played Dragon's Dogma in like maybe a month now. I've been very busy, and I'm sorry. I've been meaning to, but I'm just so busy that I can't really do it. So it's funny that you do because, you know, it's good for the game, and I'm glad that I got you onto it. But that game has no farming and no crafting, so I'm surprised that you stuck with it. This... I have to log in again? What? What do you mean the MMO kicked me out? What? I have to log in again? Just listen to the... Wait, it does have farming and the crafting. Wait, really? Oh. Well, now you know how little I've actually gotten into the game. So, I haven't really gone that far. How do I not have an... Oh, shit. Wait, sorry, I don't have my stock simulator. I'm pretty sure this is my account. Oh, okay. It's one of those things where you have an email sign in, so they send a magic code. By farming, you mean collecting? Okay, yeah. Like, okay, I guess like, what is your definition of farming for an MMO, right? Because like, there's one thing about collecting, but there's another about like actually managing like the state of your farms and stuff. Because like some MMOs can go a little bit too far in that direction, but I think it's more fun than just having just the collection aspect. Anyways, this is my favorite MMO. This is the ultimate MMO. I've always thought about this, and I need you to all think about this. The perfect MMO is an MMO that is entirely about trading. Imagine an MMO that is just the auction house, right? Buddy, you have access to it. It's here. It's a stock market. Sorry, I haven't shown you this in a while, chat, so might as well show you. We have lost money. A significant amount. We've lost $7,000. And I want to show you what has gone down. Obviously, it's like the Monday. Wait, is it Monday? No. It's Saturday, so the market's closed. And then Friday had a bit of a crash because the current global geopolitical landscape is a bit uncertain, and so there's a bunch of things. This is not financial advice. This is just us like dicking around to see who makes the best financial decisions. And so far, none of us have made any good financial decisions because AMD, Microsoft, Cloudflare, Nvidia, Palantir, Roblox, Whirlpool, and the Steel are the only things that are up. Everything else is down. Amazon's down. Costco's down. MasterCard is somehow down. I'm actually very, very surprised. My options closed, but my shorts have been awful too. So Tesla has gone up a lot. So I'm down $2,000. My shorts for PayPal have been going very poorly as well. Time to short oil. So what's crazy is that I was just learning about this. You can trade in like resource futures. So the resource futures have been pretty hot. I don't know how to show this without all of a sudden becoming like a financial thing, but resource futures Yahoo. I don't know how do you see like raw resource stocks? What's the name? What's the name? Here we go. Basic materials, let's say. This is the thing for basic materials. Companies that manufacture materials. This is the whole sector. But also, like, there's actually a thing where you just trade based off of the actual resources. And they've been pretty good so far. You're only down when you sell. So what's funny is that in Canada, at least, that's not true. Well, I mean, we have realized gains tax and stuff. But we have a much stricter level of like control over flow of money, even unrealized gains that, as far as I remember, but I haven't really looked too much into it because I'm not like a real investor. I just do like index funds. I've heard that even if you don't necessarily cash out, if you have any expected value growth, it can be bad for you. But we won't lose if we don't sell, and I'm hoping that this goes up. But I will say, probably for a long time, things will continue to go down. Did someone say Canada L? But what I'm saying is that this is the best MMO. I think the best MMO is an MMO that focuses solely on trading. Like, imagine if it was a pure stock trading MMO. What's funny is that you actually have this. I don't know if you've ever played this. Chat, have you ever played EVE Online? I actually think EVE Online is your MMO. I don't think people realize like how good EVE Online is. It's more of a meme at this point because people believe that like, oh, it's such an old game and it doesn't really work because it's in space. But this is the most comprehensive farming, crafting, and trading MMO that I've ever played in my entire life. You don't like space stuff. Yeah, but this has the best crafting and farming and trading mechanics I've ever seen in my entire life. This is the most market-based and the most resource-based MMO that I've ever seen, and the gameplay is serviceable. Like, it's not good. The gameplay sucks, actually. If the gameplay was more like Freelancer, I'd take it. Or like a more first-person thing, I would take it. But I digress. It doesn't work. But still, the market mechanics of Eve are the best ones. Didn't they want to make a new one? I think it's on RTS, where Eve... I think it's a... what's that other game? So Eve Online Eve Online Company. What's the company? Eve Online is a company based by CCP Games. What? The Chinese Communist Party? What? The CCP? They make game? What do you mean? Our products. So they made a MMO FPS and the 4X strategy game and the space survival game and the MMO sandbox game. Mobile. What? They have 5 games? About us, CCP, a Pearl Abyss company since 2019, was founded in 1997 in Reykjavik, Iceland. New sci-fi MMO FPS. Make your mark, okay? Why is it going down? Stop. So what? So is the game out? How to play? Wait, what do you mean how to play? The game it's not even out yet. The Nemesis event is where you can try EVE Vanguard. The game launches into early access in summer 2026. Why did you post the American flag in response to Iceland Reykjavik? Don't want to wait until September. Join the founder program. I can't imagine that this would play well, but I don't know what this is. Do you think there's gameplay? Eve Vanguard gameplay. Okay, so there are 5 games. Let's just check all of their games. Okay, Eve Vanguard gameplay details. Let's just check this out. Shut the fuck up! I love gameplay videos where no one talks. So what's funny is that every single VOD has the ability for me to just do gameplay only. And just the gameplay track only. And so if I do that, I think if I make a second channel that is like full playthroughs, no commentary, I think I get so much more views because when people talking pisses me off. This game looks like shit. Shut the fuck up! No commentary. Oh, thank you. Sorry. I'm very triggered today. I'm very like genuinely upset today because my headphones broke. You don't understand. These headphones are my life. If I don't have noise canceling, everything pisses me off. Noise canceling is the only reason that I can exist within society without strangling the next person that I see. The one time that I went on the subway recently, okay, that I haven't been on in a very long time. Some asshole was listening to his music on his phone, and I looked at him, and I was like, in my head, he walked in front of me, and I was like, I'm gonna drop kick you onto the train tracks. I was so close to drop kicking this human being onto the train tracks and killing him because I was like, get your fucking music off of your goddamn phone. But I held back because there were too many witnesses. Just fix them, 5-head. Okay, you know what's funny? I did fix it with the tape, but it's not the same. Again, think about this. This is the state of capitalism. The state of capitalism is you pay a lot of money to buy something, and then you need to pay even more money to fix it when it inevitably breaks. But it doesn't just work. And you can't fix it yourself because it's full of a bunch of machine parts. Like, we've moved past the simple car that, your grandfather could fix in their garage on their off time. We've now moved into very precisely machined parts that, while being more efficient, makes it even harder for you to fix. You can't just take a hammer to your hood and smash it into shape. It doesn't work like that. The material, the structural integrity has been compromised. Skill issue. Look at the game. You fucking sucks. Where's the gameplay? This is what they're making? I mean, to be fair, there's no MMO FPS really. Like, there's a couple of MMO FPS like games, like Destiny, but they're more like it. Destiny, I don't know how to say this, but Destiny, when I played it, feels a lot like an RPG game where your gun is your wand. Like your gun is your magic wand, and you're just doing RPG numbers. It's a bit like Warframe, where the gunplay doesn't really matter, and so it's more about how effective it is at delivering the stat damage. That one Planet game that failed and got better. No Man's Sky? I don't think that's a good game for like FPS. Last time I played No Man's Sky, I was like, this is the worst feeling game, but it's fun to go around planets. Actually, yeah, look, okay, look. Let's just get to the shooting part. Right there. You ready to see someone get shot in the face? It looks okay. Uh, I don't know. It seems okay. Maybe this person sucks at playing the game. But see, like this shooting is actually like it looks fun. It looks engaging. It looks a bit like Call of Duty or like looks a bit like Call of Duty or Battlefield. Like there's something there, right? It's very reminiscent to like the Destiny style, and it doesn't seem like there's the RPG problem. But then you have No Man's Sky first person shooting. I don't even know if that game has guns. Does the game have guns? With Galactic Geographic? What is this? No Man's Sky, first person, no commentary, 2025. No Man's Sky in 2025 is a completely different game. I said no commentary, you fuckers! Go, here we go, here we go. Long play, no commentary. Loopy long plays, 20 hours? Look at this shit. Holy fuck. Dude. 20-hour video? That goes hard. That actually goes very hard. That's at least like 1 terabyte worth of footage, and then to upload takes you at least multiple days and multiple sessions. Reminds me of game show gameplay where they don't hit anything and they have smooth camera movement. Yes. Because in real life, people flick like crazy. But yeah, this game, when I played it, had fairly awful gameplay. Not that the gameplay was super bad, but the shooting never made me go, I love shooting in this game. Or like the use of your beam never made me go, I like using that. It was a fun exploration game, but it was never really like fun to go around and like do anything else. To me, it's a game that's fundamentally not about the combat. It's fundamentally about like the mining, and like shooting for mining is very different from shooting people for like to shoot their face. We need okay. Maybe I'll sign up for this. What about Eve Galaxy Conquest? Are you ready to take command? Right? What is this? What is this? This thing looks like this is literal. This is a mobile game slop icon. Chat, this is a mobile game slop icon. I could see this on like random mobile games and it would look completely in place. This looks awful. This looks actually awful. Why'd they have this? Download the Android APK? You can just download the APK? What? Whoa. What the fuck is this? Wait, it's downloading. Okay, cool. Wait, maybe I do have... Chat, I can sideload this. You guys want to try it? I can sideload this. Wait, no, I only have 4 hours. I only have 4 hours. We'll do this next time. We'll try this out next time. I only have 4 hours, but I do have the Play Store emulator on my PC, the developer version. If you don't know this, you can play any game that you want that's on your phone on your PC by getting the Play Store emulator and just sideloading the app. And they just give it to you available for you. What's funny is that you usually can't do that. Like you have to wait for the developer to choose when to do so. But you can just ignore the developer's wishes and do it yourself because it's just a full emulator. Like it's just QEMU. This is awful. This is awful. Wow. To be fair, this is more gameplay than most mobile games. Most mobile games. You ever see most mobile games, chat? So let's go to the Play Store. Let's go to the Play Store, okay? Look at this shit. Games. Okay, phone. Top games. Top free. Top paid. Top grossing. So top paid is Stardew Balatro. Top free is Royal Kingdom. Block Blast. Block Blast. Devs can actually block emulators if they really wanted to. Exactly. But also, not really. It's kind of hard now. There's like, because like the better that emulators get, the harder it is to detect. Because the only really easy way to detect it is usually some system string that says I am an emulator. But you can just change that. So if you change that into anything that you want, and you just emulate the same information as a normal device, it's really hard to tell. I think back in the day, Android emulators would have been easier to detect because a lot of the things that they had were simulated. Like the GPS would be very different. Like it wouldn't even be like a real source. You would have to use an entirely different function to like get the data in. Nowadays, there's like there's emulated gyroscope, there's emulated GPS. It's as if the phone itself is running, but within like a software frame. It's very fascinating how deep the Android emulator goes, which is better for the developer experience, but harder for you to detect as a dev. It's so whenever you see games that like don't work on BlueStacks, it's only because BlueStacks has been good about having a consistent identifier for its emulator. But if you just take the emulator as it is raw, like the open source version, and you compile it yourself, and you just change the strings to match a real phone, everything would work. The Play Store emulator right now is basically that, where everything just works, and there's no way for them to really block it. So as far as I can tell, it's only gonna get harder. Offline games, no Wi-Fi games. This is mobile slop. Look at this. Wait, this is every single game that you want to play. This is every single game from the ads. Is this the ad game? Trailer. This Suika game. Well, this color. This is every single game and every single ad that I've ever seen. You know what's crazy? They've made more games than I've ever made games. I haven't even made a single game yet, and here I am talking shit. But they've made more games than I've made games. 2056 or something, or 2448. Minesweeper. That's a good game. Okay, this is 2048. Wordle. Time to make an MMO. Honestly, I think a stock trading MMO would go kind of hard. I'm still thinking about it. I think a stock trading MMO goes harder than you think, because the key about most games is you're doing it for something, and the gameplay of an MMO is really what matters. So you can't make an MMO first. You have to want to make a stock. You have to me, in my mind, if I'm going to make an MMO, I'm going to focus on making the game first and then think about the MMO from a technical perspective. But the MMO aspect, the fact that there's a lot of people doesn't necessarily make the game good, because when the player base inevitably dies, then the game dies. To me, right? To me, it's like you have to have a full game that can be played by yourself before you have an MMO, because at some point, your people are going to leave. No commentary, please. No commentary. Gameplay stream. eFender. Founder access. Okay, what is this? Oh, this is yeah. So this is their Minecraft game. This is a space survival Minecraft game. It looks so shit. Sorry, it's not that the game looks bad, and I know that it's early, but I keep forgetting how boring space looks. You know what's sad, actually? I thought, and I know this is weird, I thought Starfield made space look cool. I thought Starfield made space look fun. Like, Starfield makes space look genuinely interesting. Whereas other space games like EVE Online make space look awful. And I don't know why. Forge your own. What the hell is EVE Echoes? What is this? Cooperative team up for Dormant Realm. What does it even mean? Cooperative team up for Dormant. Team up? Team up. Cooperative team up for Dormant Realm. It's what is this? This is like Korean. This is Korean MMO slop. New implant system. Implant what? Sleepers have descended. What? The sleepers? Who are the sleepers? Like Resident Sleeper? What is Eve Echoes? Why there's there's so many games? This might be our game. This is on Android and iOS. Okay. This is a mobile game. Wow. Wow, look at this. Game Nation stuff. This is a great video. To be fair, when you record things off of mobile, the quality sucks. Wow. Okay. Okay, this is the Eve experience. Is that the first 10 minutes of the game are you inside the menu? It's a menuing game. Wow. It's so awful. At this point, honestly, I think you'd have more fun playing Eve online. I am surprised actually that they don't try to retool Eve Online for mobile markets, because Eve Online kind of feels like the mobile game to me, which is weird to say because I've just been singing its praises. But Eve Online feels like it's like the perfect mobile game in terms of like how much time and energy and space that you need to play it, and sort of like the spurts of gameplay that you have, basically. Well, chat, I don't think there's a single good MMO. What's like a new MMO besides Chronos? I'm gonna say I don't think Chronos Odyssey is going to be good. MMOs 2025 upcoming MMOs. Where do people go for their MMO news now? What is the place to go to for your new massively op.com? What is this site? What is this shit? What's the slop site? Okay, let's go to the slop site. You've Dune. I've heard Dune Awakening sucks. Stars Reach. What the hell is this? What? Raph Koster. Who the hell is Raph Koster? Who gives a shit? Colorful sci-fi sandbox. Spiritual successor to Star Wars Galaxies. Oh, there's a Star Wars Galaxies mod or something, or like a Jedi Knight mod. That's turning into an MMO apparently. After the creation, Chronos Odyssey, Star Citizen, Soulframe. I think Soulframe is going to be sick. Light No Fire. Oh yeah, it's survival MMO. Ghost. Greg Street. Nightcrawler. Wow. EverQuest 3, Arcade Chronicles. Monsters and Memories. What is this? What the hell is Monsters and Memories? Chat, you play this? You like playing this shit? You like playing these games? Wait, this game looks like it's sick. I think this game looks like it's sick. Monsters and Memories started as a discussion among MMO fans. During a series of live streams. Here we go. About what it would be like to get a niche, smaller budget indie game in the style of a classic fantasy MMO. Here we go, chat. This is us. Learn more about us here. Wow. I don't know. How do I like see things? I want to see the game. Music? I don't care about music. Just can I see the game? You know if you can trust this website. No, it's fine. It's fine. My credit card app says I've only lost $5,000. Gameplay. No commentary. Okay. Wait. Yeah. Yo, this is sick. Okay, this is a great game. Thank you, by the way, Cozy90. Thank you for giving us a no commentary video. Thank you. Sorry about the flickering. Don't worry, buddy. The fact that you have no commentary means that this is a good video. Thank you. I'm not searching no commentary because I want to talk over it, okay? I just want to make it clear here. I'm searching no commentary because I can't stand people talking. I want to punch everyone who talks. This game looks sick. I know it doesn't seem like it, but this is peak MMO gameplay. This might be the best game I've ever seen in my entire life. How have I not seen this game? This game's amazing. Ow. Chad, I think you should play this. I think we should play this game. This game actually looks really cool. Servers are currently... No! Oh, wait. June 27th to June 29th. Hey. You acknowledge you're saying this is a technical stress test of an early development build. Look, it took 4 people a minute to kill a crocodile. This is a good game. Oh my god, there's more crocodiles. Why are they just waiting for the crocodiles to spawn? They're just waiting waiting, just waiting for the crocodiles to spawn to beat the shit out of them. This is like when turtles do have spawning season on. If you don't know, so turtles will spawn on the beach eventually, right? This is like when turtles have spawning season on the beach, and every predator within a 5-mile radius goes to the beach to like eat them all. This is the same feeling. So all the turtles are dying, but in this case, it's crocodiles, because these adventurers are standing around for EXP, beating the shit out of them on the beach. This is the best game I've ever seen. Scuffed, wow. No, I think this is amazing. I think this is a better RuneScape. This is what, okay, I'm not kidding you. This is what I imagined RuneScape 3 to be like, but they botched the RuneScape 3 launch. So RuneScape 3 should have been like this, but they failed us. And so now we don't have RuneScape 3. This is a beautiful game. You even have language skills. Look at them. They're sitting on the beach waiting for another crocodile. Look, look. Someone stands up just to shoot one. Darlinda. Giga. They're just going over to beat the shit out of the crocodiles. Look at Bundle. He's sitting down, just staring at them. This honestly is the best game ever. I actually would be so excited to play this game, but I can't imagine what you would do in this game. This is a 30-minute video of them fighting crocodiles. It's a 30-minute video of them going to kill crocodiles. Oh shit, wait. They're moving. They're entering the crocodile's mouth. It's a dungeon. Okay, so inside the dungeon, they're getting to explore. Something's gonna happen here because somebody explodes into confetti somehow. You just see like an army of like dudes pop around the corner, and it's all so funny looking. This is the best game ever. I actually think this might be the best. This is the best game ever. Let's look at their about list. I'm actually curious about this, because they said they started from a bunch of live streams. That's like us, chat. That's like us. We started by talking about shit. We started by talking about shit on stream, and all of a sudden we're going to have an indie MMO. Yeah, look, chat. We're one step away from having something like this. The development began as a series of live streams and interviews between a former EverQuest game designer, his colleagues on the project, and the fans who came to ask questions. Twitch guests talk EverQuest Vanguard 3 years ago. Wow. Wow, this is weird. Cozy? Wait a minute. Cozy? Cozy. 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 This is not some random person. This is somebody who has enough pull to like give interviews to major MMO people. Cozy 90 is like some major industry plant. Is that the term? I actually think that this game is good. We often discussed how games that era, MMOs, felt more like virtual worlds and created a sense of place. There's more social friction, more sense of community. The topics became a freaking part of a student's. We saw the things shut down. Our open often live stream, but has enabled us to gather feedback. The project is 3 years. 3 years. This is 3 years era, including questions again about emulator developers. Why do you need emulator developers? What? Open approach allows us to test critical infrastructure. Cool. Sean, a loving robot, the guy whose channel we were just on. Oh, he was a lead designer on several MMOs, including EverQuest. Ali is a farmer. What? Ali is a farmer in Bahrain? In Bahrain by day, and a game programmer, designer, and artist by night. What does that even mean? He's a farmer in Bahrain by day? What's that mean? Bahrainian farmers. Bahrain farmers. What's the thing that I should be thinking about? I don't get it. Anyways, look, I think this is a good game. I know you say it's scuffed, but I think this might be the best game ever. Because it actually does look pretty fun. And I can imagine it'd be fun to go in with your friends and just play around with. Why decided we go with the zone base rather than streaming? Something about zones just feels right when you. We feel we like that you're presenting new. How big will the world be? How big is your raid size? What are the instant areas? What's the control space? What will the game launch? What play class will it be? Why did you go decide to go? How big? Doesn't seem a bit niche in this current day and age. It's very much niche game. What's the setting? Why did you pick this audience? Who's your target audience? Our core target audience are PC gamers who have played MMORPGs during the classic eras or have come to them more recently while searching for a great sense of challenge and freeform exploration. Amazing. There's a Guild Wars 3. Why would you play Chronos? What's the game again? Why would you ever play Chronos Unchained Odyssey compared to that? I think we've already found the best MMO, and nobody's ready to talk about it. Anyways, we have to move on now. Thank you for joining me on my rant about how I actually do think I'm gonna eventually. I feel like at some point I'm gonna Luigi the Sony CEO. But besides that, thank you for joining me on this talk about MMOs and stuff too. I just got really angry at my headphones breaking. This planned obsolescence. I'm here the entire week, or like the next 2-3 weeks. I'm pretty sure. There's no real time where we'll be off, except for maybe 1 or 2 days with my wife. However, streams will be short because I only have about 4 to 5 hours every day because I've got things that I'm working on at the moment that I need to finish very, very soon because there's actually a deadline for these things. So, it's gonna be hard for me to actually like spend too much time. Today, I have a song for you all, and we're going to play a fishing game, and then we're going to play Dream Daddy at this time. But this song, I think you're going to really love this song because this song, there is something fantastic about the way that it sets up its vibes, and I need you all to look at the music video, which I will link you all in just a moment, okay? Because this music video is one of the best music videos that I've ever seen. Because when my wife showed it to me, I was like, how did you find this? It's a music video where the guy is just around a bunch of dogs. And the dogs just they just take over the wheel. And it's fantastic. I also really like the song itself. Like, the song itself is actually genuinely interesting. Reminds me a lot of very, very... It's almost like Krang Bin if he took a lot. It's almost like Krang Bin if they all took a lot of weed instead of acid. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to explain. Like, Krang Bin has songs that go pretty intense, and then this artist feels like it's when they take a lot of weed instead of acid and like no LSD and they're just chilling. Like, it's the opposite of hyper energy, hyper aggressive uppers. It feels more like a downer song, but that's like a good feeling. It feels smooth, basically. And I think you need to watch the music video as you're listening to this. So when I say go, hit the play button, okay? Or when I count down, you hit the play button. All right? That's a good song. In fact, that whole artist discography is fantastic. I'm gonna butcher their name, Fum Vifrit. That's probably incredibly butchering their name. Sorry, I've never heard their name ever pronounced. I never heard their name pronounced. So I've only ever read their name. Their entire discography is fantastic, and you still see that sort of like evolution of the sound. Really, really great stuff. It's fascinating how Krang Bin got very popular, but not this guy comparatively. Like, it's weird how I know more about Krang Bin in terms of like the amount of people that I know that talk about them compared to this guy. But I really love that style of music. It's a very specific, it's a very interesting flair to the music that is very unique to Thai music. Like, it's very hard to explain. It's like how every music is inspired by the region that's from, right? Because like Vietnamese music sounds very different. Chinese music sounds very different. Japanese music sounds very, very different. Thai music also has its own flair. And even Indonesian music sounds very different too. We've heard some Indonesian songs before. Every single one has a very unique flair that I always enjoy. And I think there's something beautiful when somebody injects parts of their life and their identity and their culture into something. And then the song, is like nothing about that. It's just a very chill song about just, welcoming change and just sort of being there with, at least for the music video, your dog's in a car, which is funny because like the lyrics are like completely different from like the idea of what the dogs represent. The dogs in the music video present like a very nice happy mood, whereas like the idea of the song's lyrics are about being better, like it feels almost like a letter that he's written to somebody as a way of saying I'm sorry, and almost like a commitment that he's making to them and himself, even though they're no longer here, or maybe they are still here, to try and be better and to move on from like whatever loss it was, but also to be a better person so whatever they did never happens again. While there's the music video is just them with a dog in the front of the car. Maybe it's not even them. Maybe I am just. Maybe I don't even know. Maybe I'm just racist. Like I don't know. I don't know who's in that car, but he looks cool as fuck. So whoever's in the car, great music video. I'm just. It's a good song. It's a genuinely good song, and it's a lot of fun to listen to. And I love watching the music video. My wife actually, every time she sees it on her YouTube, as we're scrolling on the TV, she'll always play it. Always. Even if we've heard it a million times, she's just like, she'll just look at me and I'd say, be quiet. And then we just sit there and listen to it, and then we continue on. So it's good. It's very good. We're going to move on now. As I said, not too much time today. We're gonna play a couple of things. I'm hoping to get the Dream Daddy, but I don't think a fishing game's gonna take too long. But who knows? There's a game called Sinker Sound, which I found from the Next Fest. So I found it from watching Megane, who found it from the Next Fest. But it's crazy because they found it from the last Next Fest and not the Fishing Next Fest, which is happening right now. There's a Fishing Next Fest happening right now. Or, well, it used to be. I don't know if it still is. I've been gone for a while. Where it was just fishing games, okay? The thing about fishing games, though, and I'll talk about this more when we play it, is that I hate all of them, but I love fishing. Just give me a moment to start the game. Is there anyone that I can throw you to? Is there anybody that I can throw you to? Anybody that I care about that I can throw you to? Which is a weird thing to say, because we're all different, but still, is there somebody that I can throw you to that I care about? No. No. Also, now that we know, by the way, that the Warcraft 3 thing, that Warcraft 3 shitpost video has a real map, I'm going to try to set up myself, okay? So, we'll see how it goes. Bye, everyone. And we'll have a very special Warcraft 3 segment very, very soon. Throw us, Daddy. Okay, I'm going to